Welcome into sportsbookreview.com. I'm Gary.
I'm Chris.
And this is the Capital One Orange Bowl preview. It's a matchup between Texas A&M and North Carolina on January 2nd, the day after New Year's. Before we get started, sbrpicks.com/NCAAF is the website. Now, we've got a bowl preview article and video for every single one of these bowl games. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you click the link in the description below that takes you to the article that pertains specifically to this matchup. And make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe, that you jump in the comments. We want to hear from you, whether you think, North Carolina's going to win, A&M's going to win, who's going to cover, what the over's got. We want to hear your thoughts on it and where the edge is. Chris, let's go ahead and dive in. Texas A&M opened 6-point favorite. They are now a 7-point favorite. The total of 69 has come down to 67.5. North Carolina is 8-3 straight up the season. Only 5-6 against the number. They have been kind of overvalued all season. A lot of hype on Sam Howell and that bunch. 1-3 against the spread in their last 4. Now they walloped Miami to get a massive, massive win that actually put them in this game. A&M is 8-1 straight up this season, was just left out of the playoff. They are 5-4 against the spread, 3-1 against the number in their last 4. North Carolina running backs Carter and Williams, along with linebacker Chaz Surratt, wide receiver De'Ami Brown, all of them are opting out for this game. They are not playing. They are preparing for the NFL, etc. Cornerback Storm Duck is, it looks like he's questionable for this game. He may not get to play. A&M, so far, has not had any opt-outs. They don't have any injuries, and they look kind of pissed off.
That's right.
So the motivation is the biggest part of this breakdown here. I could talk all day about North Carolina's offensive prowess and whatever, but I don't know what they're going to be without their wide receivers and running backs and all that kind of stuff. Like they're still going to have Newsome. They've got guys. They still got Howell back there. I think North Carolina will be able to score some, but Mike Elko's defense is legit. Remember, Elko is the guy that was the mentor for Clark Lee, Notre Dame's defensive coordinator, and they shut North Carolina's defense down. So there is a little bit of a line here, right? So I do think the biggest motivation here, or the biggest breakdown here, is the motivation. Does A&M want to be here, or do they not? And we've seen it multiple times. Georgia didn't want to be in the game against Texas or whatever. They just didn't care to show up. They had a bunch of opt-outs, whatever. A&M has had no opt-outs. I think they're going to be fired up for this game. I think they're going to put a whooping on North Carolina. And maybe I'm crazy for that, but I think A&M -7 is the way to go. I think they win this game by double digits.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. There's no other things to say about it. If North Carolina showed up with all of their players ready to play this game, I still like A&M. I still like A&M -7. I think they're just a superior football team, okay? If they don't have the opt-outs that they had before the season started, we're talking about them as one of the best teams in the country that's definitely in the playoff, not maybe in the playoff, okay? And I still think they're one of the best teams in the country. They're undoubtedly 5th, and it's not close. North Carolina is a far, far cry from that. Just a far cry from it.
They've been very inconsistent this season. Like they can put up a ton of points. They can look really, really good.
Yeah, but they haven't put up a ton of points against a good team all year. All right, outside of Miami. That beat the hell out of Miami.
But do we consider
that's the only
Miami
good defense? But I don't know how good. I've told you I questioned them all year long because they were putting up defensive stats against nobodies.
Yeah,
and it just didn't matter. A&M's not that. A&M just they're better at every level. There's a world in which Sam Howell's better than Kellen Mond. Okay, outside of that, that's where that world ends, and it's not close.
I think you're right. I think Mike Elko, as a defensive mind, will be able to shut down Phil Longo's offense, especially without his best playmakers.
And you're talking about the psychology of this thing. This is not a knock on Mac Brown. This is not a knock on what North Carolina's doing, okay? They are less talented than the other team, and that other team is rip shit pissed.
Yeah, I think you're right. What do you feel about the over-under? Now, obviously, I'm going to go under because I think Elko's defense is going to be able to shut them down. You feel the same?
I like the under. There's a world in which there's just pettiness in Jimbo to where he doesn't take the foot off the gas. Now, North Carolina's not going to get shut out, but if North Carolina scores 18 and Jimbo puts up, 50, 55, 60, then you've busted it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
That's the problem.
If we have a 38-21 game here, then we are well within the number. And that's kind of where I see this. I see a 38-21 kind of game from
Jim's not going to be happy until he hits 40.
You might be right.
That's the issue.
We hadn't seen him hit 40 in a long time, though.
Yeah, but he hadn't played it. Well, listen now, that defense over there is not real good.
That's true. That is true. They did put up 40. They put 41 on Florida, and I see these teams kind of similarly, Florida and North Carolina. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. So we will see. So we're both rolling the under 67.5, and we both like A&M minus the 7. I can get with it. All right. Let's go ahead and get out of this thing. SBRpicks.com/NCAAF is the website. You can click the link in the description that takes you to the article that pertains specifically to this bowl matchup. Again, we're going to have a video for every single bowl preview, every matchup. You go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that like button for us and jump in the comments. Tell us if you think North Carolina or A&M is going to cover, whether you like the over-under, what we got right, what we got wrong, etc. We would love to hear from you regardless if it's good or bad. Hopefully it's good. We certainly hope so. So go ahead and jump in there. And again, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys. And I believe that this is the last one until the national championship game. So for now, for sportsbookreview.com, I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And we will see you again for the national championship game preview.